the other rookie, Dennis Rodman's about to check in as Dantley is. Well, I thought Dantley was going to get a rest. They're taking Sally out.
It'll be very interesting to watch here. Dennis Rodman is a very enthusiastic, hyper player, especially at home. Let's see how he reacts to his emotion here in Boston Garden. You have not seen as much as the rah-rah and the fist pumping here as you do at home. In fact, the last time that Dennis Rodman was here, remember, he shot 2 air balls and he was at the free throw line. Soaring. They miss a couple outside shots, they get a little tentative, especially when they've had some negative results here their last time in.
Tipped away from Bird. Parrish controls. Shot clock down to 9. Boston in some trouble with their offense here. Ainge, before he can attempt a three-pointer, illegal defense call.
Could have skipped it across court. Bird read that play all the way.
Detroit playing excellent man-to-man defense. Day from 14. Aaron Bird on the double team. There's a mix-up between Seasting and Vincent. Bird gets it all the way across to Vincent. Shot clock to 7. Great feed to Larry Bird from Sam Vincent.
His hip pocket, he'll step you back, and he's much too strong.
Bird isolated against Rodman. Now the double team. Bird feeds Roberts. What a great save by Roberts. With 4 on the shot clock, Vincent missing. Rodman rebounding.
The switch that time, Seasting got caught on John Sally. Detroit did what you're supposed to do, dump it in and make him pay.
Rodman over the back of Bird for the foul.
Dennis Rodman is a very quick player. Bird using his strength here, gets good low post position. Rodman's going to try to circle him, come around on the baseline, but Larry Bird using his body forced the rookie to foul him.
Darren Day found
very important right now to give this kid some action.
Of course, he's the brother of Jay Vincent. Both of them outstanding pros. McHale in the paint over Rodman. Rattles it home. Used Mahorn for the screen. Day to Bird. Got everybody in the air. Missed the shot, didn't get the foul.
Ball, and he turned the corner, one power dribble, and he got to the basket. And at 6'4", he still was able to put the ball in over the bigger Boston front line. That's a set play off the backboard.
What a beauty. Johnson bounces it to Bird.
That was a set play. Post. He's going to be fronted in the post. They're going to throw the ball off the backboard right down the gut to him. He's going to get it and lay it in. Let's take a look at it. Low post position, Dennis Rodman fighting him for position. DJ off the glass. Larry Bird right there for the pass, and he scores. That's a set play, and they executed it to perfection.
Lambeer into Dantley. Past Parrish. Parrish gets him from behind. Boston had led by 12. They lead now by 6. Dennis Johnson penetrating. Good defensive play by Rodman.
Against Larry Bird, and Larry just not quick enough to control him down there.
Well, the double team, Rodman and Johnson. The reverse to Ainge for a three-pointer. Misses
right now.
Playing excellent defense. Boston having a real problem getting into their offensive rotation. Bird sets a beautiful pick for Dennis Johnson. Missing from the perimeter. Boston into a perimeter game if possible.
Well, you see Larry Bird set this screen, Bob, and it's exactly correct. He sets the screen on Vinny. Dennis Johnson does not hit the shot, and then the double team, he's swinging it quickly, and then Thomas driving it right through the defense and spotting the Rodman. That's twice he's got Rodman layups off that play.
Now Bird with 15 on the shot clock, all the way to Ainge from the baseline. Big bucket. As you pointed out in games 1 and 2, though, when Vinnie Johnson can't shoot that shot in rhythm and has to put it on the floor, he's not as effective.
Not like Dale Ellis out in Seattle. When you force him to put it on the floor, it disrupts his timing.
Bird on the baseline, double teams, gets it to Johnson. Shot clock to 9. Back to Bird again. 3 seconds. Dennis Rodman got him, and that's who gets the foul, is Dennis Rodman.
Boy, Larry Bird really working hard off the ball. He's bumping Bird. You see all the contact. Bird gets himself out on the wing. The ball is dumped into Parrish, and then Rodman coming over to try to give help. Hits Robert Parrish on the second half, maybe to give the veterans a Well, there's Bird in the post again.
With a left hand, and Doug Collins, you called it. They've posted Bird down there, and here's where Boston's going to have trouble matching up on Larry Bird.
They're going to try to force Chuck Daly's hands to get Dantley out of the ball game, and now come in probably with Rodman. So now the tables are turned. Dantley, the offensive player for Detroit, is going to be forced out of the ball game.
Mahorn picked up the fourth. They're going to sit him down and leave Dantley in, but your point is still the same, Doug. No question in my mind, Rodman will go to Bird defensively. Dribble that time, but definitely in his rhythm, and it's tied at 83.
They want Bird in the post against Rodman.
Dennis Johnson got his own rebound, kept alive. Here's Sam Vinson. It's blocked by Lambier, controlled by Dennis Johnson. What poise he's showing. He takes it right back in there. Out of bounds, Detroit ball. Great Detroit defense.
These guys are earning their money tonight.
New 24-second clock. Bird great on these inbound passes. Let's see what happens. Into Parrish, tipped away. Dantley. Thomas. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bird against Rodman. Doesn't get the three-point opportunity. Draws another foul, however. It is incredible, and Detroit takes a one-point lead.
You know, Larry Bird is not rested at all in this whole ball game. Will he be able to rest at all now with McHale having foul problems?
You have to think no. Parrish over Rodman. Detroit 91, Boston 88. Can the Pistons hang on at Boston Garden? They've got a great opportunity with McHale in foul trouble, Parrish injured and out of the game. Ainge penetrating, feeding to Dennis Johnson. Shot clock to 6. Johnson in the paint, blocked by Sally. He's called for a travel first. Look at Dennis Johnson. He kept that alive. Bird's open. McHale with the pass. And the foul.
Kevin McHale spotting Larry Bird underneath. Right here, Rodman makes a rookie mistake. When he hears the whistle, he should have grabbed him. He let him finish the shot. And when you hear that whistle, Bob, you got to grab him. You can't let him get 3.
Now Rodman with 5.
Let him get 2.
Detroit, it will belong to Boston.
We've got to give Detroit a lot of credit. Right now, they have a very active team on the floor. They have 2 shot blockers, Rodman and Sally.
Bird for 3. No, only 2. He was stepped on the line.
Well, Rodman took a nap that time. You can't get off Larry Bird.
More significantly, Larry Bird finally hits from long range.
Flare for Bird coming off the McHale screen.
There's Bird with the ball against Mahorn.
He'll take it to the hoop. You can bet. He's going to try to draw a foul.
It's blocked. And Seasting hit it off of a Detroit player. No, it is. Here's a disparity in the call. They're going to give the ball to Detroit. Bird steals it. Johnson, layup, Boston. 1 second left. Detroit timeout. 1 second left. McHale waving those long arms. Lambier out of bounds. Boston will win this game. The buzzer sounds just as the ball goes out of bounds. There was less than a second remaining on the tick of the clock, and Detroit's valiant effort comes up a point short.